My name is Deepa Mann-Kler. I'm an artist based in Killaloe in County Down. I have been painting full-time now for about 4 years. The last sort of 3 or 4 years I've concentrated on exhibitions, solo shows, and group shows, and this year I've taken time out to really do something different in terms of the new show that's opening tonight, Black Line, White Space, at Canvas Galleries in Stranmillis, Belfast BT9. This show's opening on the 13th of May and running for a week, and only uses the colours white and black, which has allowed me to explore sort of feelings and ideas that I've had for a few months now. So I feel that, there's 18 pieces altogether. Each one has almost been crafted because they're so distinct and so detailed. Overall, the show draws on, I think, 2 key things for me. One, the connection that I feel to Northern Ireland in terms of County Down in particular. We're surrounded by amazing sort of nature and beauty, and 2, my own Indian heritage. And I think the pieces that most exemplify that for me are there are a few pieces that use the theme of the peacock, which is a real Indian theme, but it also draws on a traditional art of Mehndi, which is body art, painting with henna. So I've kind of incorporated that, but given it my own sort of twist, in terms of my own style. So there's love songs and love birds, which kind of exemplify that style. And then a lot of the other pieces are kind of very romantic in feel. They're celebrating love, they're celebrating nature. The Winds of Change is of a woman sort of standing in grasslands and butterflies and dandelions blowing around her, and butterflies are sort of big significance of change, and her hair is windswept, but she's very strong in the pose. Sort of there's a chaos of movement around her, but she's very serene and sort of calmly staring out at you. So that builds on sort of old themes for me in terms of strength and calmness, whilst there's turmoil going on around it. Wish I could be a bit more like that, but unfortunately not. And then there's, I think, romance. There's the kiss. The kiss is celebrated in many of these drawings as well. And there's one piece with a man and a woman, but there's sort of 3 pieces with women kissing and embracing. And there's something incredibly passionate about that in terms of drawing into those feelings and those emotions, and using flowers and nature, and almost using nature as a climate. So the flowers become a waterfall. The flowers become your whole environment, and overwhelm you as falling in love does. So those are kind of the strongest emotions that these pieces evoke for me. Fluidity was really, really important, and I think there is a real Irish Indian influence. You don't live somewhere and not get, you absorb what is around you, and I'm hoping that that's coming out. And in terms of my own Indian heritage, I left India when I was about 7 years old. Long time ago. I'm considerably older now, but it's there. It's always part of you. And Mehndi is a art form. I think it is beautiful, and it did become popular in the West sort of a couple of years ago when people started to do it, because it was just a lovely way of having a temporary tattoo. But the patterns that one can create with it are just amazing, absolutely amazing. So that's what's been really nice. There's been a different way of working from oils on canvas. Actually working with pen and ink, I felt a lot freer just to go with the line, if that felt like the right thing. I had an idea in mind as I started each piece, but the final thing of what it would look like was completely unknown to me. It very much depended on just how I felt a line should go, or detail. And that's been lovely, and I love the fact that each piece is so distinct as well. This is the North Star, the ladies standing. Just what I mean in terms of the drawing of the grass blades, and being very much, the woman is very much part of her environment and nature and the sky. I think that's one of the things I absolutely love. It's just the openness of the sky. When I go back home to Leicester, it just feels like there's a huge concrete scab over everything, and we don't have that here. And I don't know if we always appreciate how fortunate we are still that it's not so built up everywhere here. Numerous pens sacrifice their lives in the process. The nibs are completely worn down to a stub. But there's something nice about having a canvas in your house, you know, and it was lovely just working on it in terms of the texture and using that texture in the lines. So the lines may not be exactly straight because the texture of the canvas doesn't allow it to be, and I quite like that. And then just the feel of the canvas. So I did try on paper, but it just didn't feel as right for me as working on the canvas. The nine peacocks, I think this one's called The Choice. I mean, this is obviously a lot more Indian in terms of its influence and style and detail. At one point, if I'd had time, I would have counted all the dots, and because there must be thousands. You know, I was going to make up a figure at one point in terms of numbers of dots, but the detail, you would have to sort of look at it really carefully just to fully appreciate all the detail and the amount of work that's gone into it. But the peacock is very symbolic of Indian culture, and as a bird, it's a very proud bird, it's a very beautiful bird, and just I felt a real kinship drawing it, you know, but putting it into a kind of canvas Western medium. And then this next piece is called The Offering. It's a woman offering up thanks to nature, and again, all the bodies, most of the bodies are bare. There's I think one or two pieces where people are actually clothed, but it's that sense of harmony and balance with nature, and quite peaceful, I think, pieces as well, you know, and being brave about not filling the canvas and allowing the use of white to come out. Yeah, which is, for me, I mean, it was quite a brave but natural thing to do with these pieces as well, to allow, you know, not to fill and cram every bit of it, because I suppose anything in life, the simpler it looks, there's been lots of practice in doing it, you know, and that's lovely. I really, really like the fact that they're calming. I think they're quite calming pieces, you know, and I would actually happily have these in my house as well. I think Winds of Change is probably my favourite one, just because of her serenity and the fact that it's absolute madness going on all around. I mean, everything is changing, and butterflies, I think, are incredibly powerful metaphors in terms of life. I will do more work with butterflies. Their colours and the turquoise are just. I don't know if you've had a chance. The Ulster Museum has butterflies in one of its showcases downstairs, and it's the most exquisite range of colour. It's just so pure. Now, I haven't used colour in these pieces, and may well start to introduce some colour in future pieces. But it's been quite healthy just working with black and white, because it forces the emphasis in a different direction in terms of what you produce as a final piece.